Alright, everybody. So today I'm gonna be making a video about muscle building and hypertrophy. And while I do that, I'm gonna play some Minecraft so that we can make it simpler. Okay? So, what does muscle need in order to grow? It needs stimulus and mechanical tension. So how do we achieve those? We train to failure at 2 times frequency, which means going to the gym 2 times a week and training that muscle twice a week. You could do a split called full body every other day where you train the muscle every 36 hours approximately. But I don't recommend most people to do that because over time you're not going to be able to recover. So what you could do, or what I would recommend, is a split called anterior posterior. So you've heard of the split called split pull legs, right? So you're just gonna do anterior posterior, which is basically just push with quad and adductors at the end, and posterior is basically pull with hamstrings and calves at the end. Okay, so here, anterior, posterior. All right, so that's the split we're gonna be following. If you're gonna watch this video, because that's what I recommend. All right. So after that, we're gonna have to look at progressive overload. So I'm gonna hope that every time you go into the gym, or every other time you go into the gym, you are progressing by the means of the word is you're progressing in either weight or you're progressing in rep. So per se, I went to the gym last time and I did 80 kilos on a lat pull down. The next session or the session after or the session after that one, okay, I'm gonna hope to be at like 81 kg for 5 reps, or I hope to be at 80 kg for 6 reps or 7 reps maybe. That's what progressive overload is, and that's what you have to try and achieve every single time you go into the gym. Because if you're not achieving that, then you're not building muscle. It's quite simple. So there are like a lot of exercises you can do for each muscle. Wait, don't tell me. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of exercises you can do for each muscle, but there's a few that you should hyperfixate on, I guess. And those are the ones that isolate the muscle. So for example, a chest, right? Our chest. You could work it by doing a flat press. You guys know what a flat press is, right? So instead of doing a flat press, you could do a chest fly where your arms are flared out and they adduct horizontally, right? But that one is better because you're isolating the chest and taking out tricep involvement. And what you could do after taking out tricep involvement is doing two separate tricep exercises on the side, which would, of course, better isolate your triceps, which would lead to more motor unit recruitment, which would, of course, lead to more growth, right? Alright, so now that we've established what split we should do, let's talk about the exercises. Alright, as I already mentioned, a chest fly for your chest. Okay, and next up we have back. So we're gonna do a lat pull down for the lower lats or the lats in general. You don't need to isolate them. Let's do a lat pull down and mm, let's see, an upper back row. Alright, so let me just make an example pull day really quickly. Okay, so say we have lat pull down first of all, and then we have mm, upper back row. I'm sure you guys know what upper back row is. If you guys don't, just research it. Okay, upper back row, and then we have a bicep curl of any sort, and then we have a reverse grip bicep curl. Okay, so that's the first part of posterior done, and then we have a hamstring curl. Okay, and then we have a calf press, preferably uh standing because calves have more leverage when your knee isn't bent. Okay, so that's your ideal posterior day. Take a picture of this. Okay, now let's start with anterior. So anterior, what I would like to do first is a chest. Nope. chest. Okay, here. Let's just start like this. Anterior, chest, fly. Okay, so we're gonna do that for chest. And then I'd like to do a shoulder press, preferably in the top half. If you don't know what that is, don't worry too much about it. Just perform it how you'd like to. Okay, and then I'd like to do a single arm. No, actually, let's just do a straight bar tricep extension. This will bias the long head if your arms are tucked in. Let's just like that. Arms tucked in. All right. And then let's see what else. I think, okay, let's do a lateral raise. Just search up what it is if you don't know what it is. And then that's pretty much it for anterior. You could do ab crunches, and then we're gonna add a leg extension. Yo, okay, leg extension, and then we're gonna add a hip adductor. Okay, so that's pretty much it for anterior day. Okay, so for the set, if you're a beginner, I would recommend you do, let's see, 3 sets for isolations and 2 sets for compounds. Okay, so for example, for the chest fly, you do 3 sets. This you do 2 sets, 3 sets, 2 sets. 2 sets works as well. Leg extension. How much do we need for the leg extension? 3 sets and 3 sets as well. Okay, so that's going to be around 15 sets in a session, which is very recoverable. And you're going to be able to do anterior and then posterior and then rest. So you're going to do anterior, posterior, rest, repeat. That's pretty much it. So it's a 3-day split that you can repeat every 3 days. No shit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I pretty much achieved nothing in this world while recording this video, but it's fine. I don't really give a shit. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I got all my gains, by following what I just said. And yeah, guys, with that said, have a good day, I guess.